Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a fabulous hump day. Decided that we should do our cards because we haven't done those in a little bit. So we're going to use the Power Thought cards, and how I use them is as I shuffle them, I just ask for guidance and I ask for the right message to come to our Healing Boobies community. That this card that pops out is going to be the one that everybody, oops, one just fell, guess I'm going to go with that one, that one needs to, that we need to hear. So this card is called I Am at Peace. I guess we could all use a little of that. And the affirmation is divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. I like that little myself included because it's so easy to feel tolerance and compassion and love for everybody, right? But it's so much harder when we have to take that and direct that into us. And so this goes back to thinking about that little voice that you talk to yourself with, you know. Sometimes I just try to pay attention to that chatter and I think about, okay, what am I saying to myself today? And when I think about some of the things I say to myself, I ask, would I ever say that to my daughter, to my sister, to a friend, to a freaking stranger? Like, I would never talk to people the way sometimes I talk to myself. And so this is really, really important because these are the thoughts that are going to occupy you, okay? And these are the thoughts that you think all day long. And so it's really important if you're on a negative trail of self-talk to really turn it around and not let yourself talk to yourself in that way. And then when you do that, you do find more peace in your life, right? So our affirmation is I am at peace. Divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. And be open to getting messages from others about these things. I know, one of the things I always wanted to teach my daughter was compassion. And so even when she was 2 years old, she could say compaction is how she would say it, compaction. And what's so interesting is I had her one day, she's now 4.5. My 2-year-old son was having a total all-out temper tantrum, like epic nuclear grade. And I said to my daughter, I looked at I walked away just to try to give him, hey Maria, thank you so much for coming on. I love that you're here. I just gave a little card reading. I am at peace. So we're talking about having compassion, for yourself and others, right? And I just briefly spoke about really turning it into us is a lot harder sometimes than showing it to others. But anyway, my daughter, I've been trying to teach her about compassion, and here we go. Spencer's having an all-out meltdown, and I'm walking away trying to do the don't go into it, don't be part of it, just step away. This way he's not controlling. And I turn around, hey Bethan, I'm so glad you're here. And I turn around and my daughter's going, Spencer, what's the matter? And I said, Eliana, let's give Spencer some time to cool off. Let's just leave him. And she looked at me and she said, Mom, I thought I was supposed to show compaction instead of compassion. So, so it was just I just picked her up and I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you, you little wise soul, teaching me these things, right? So be open to the messages that others are giving you about compassion. Another thing that I often come across, and maybe you guys do too, I don't know, have you ever had this happen to you where, somebody's complaining about, I don't know, the weather because it's maybe 81 and they're saying it's so hot, or they're complaining about traffic, or they're complaining about these things that are trivial when you've dealt with what we've had to deal with. And so I often find myself saying to myself, wow, if that's what you can worry about, by the way, this is in a very sarcastic inner voice. If that's what you can worry about, congratulations. I'm just going to be honest. I curse sometimes. You know, I'm a New Yorker, that's in there sometimes. And I can't help but think that sometimes, right? But maybe this is a good example for me to show more compassion for those people too, right? So when they're complaining about this, that, or this, a perfect example is I had, elderly patient that comes in and goes, don't get old. And I'm like, no, that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is to get as old as possible, right? Because it just shifts your focus. And you'd be surprised in those moments when people say things like that. I can say, like I often say, it beats the alternative. And it sort of brings it down to this moment in time, right? Wow, she's kind of right. I might have my aches and pains and my problems and this and that, but I'm alive. And we have the opportunity to really understand that and appreciate that based on our experience. So if we can try to focus on those areas that, that this experience actually gave us things instead of what it took away, that can really be powerful self-medicine to show yourself some compassion. All right, ladies, I'm so glad you tuned in live. I promise I'm going to get better and better about coming on and talking to you. I'm so sorry. I was totally slack the last couple weeks. Anyway, hope you guys are having a really great, it's not even summer for some people. I can't even say that for our Southern Hemisphere folks. Hi, Donna. She's probably lifting heavy things right now, Donna. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'm going to get better about coming on more frequently, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, y'all.